Court does call the case, People versus Jenny Lou.
Good morning. This is Local Vendor Lauren Kearney on behalf of Ms. Lou. Ms. Lou, please state your name.
Jenny Lou.
All right, thank you.
And we do have a resolution in the case. It does require 3 different cases to be put out. So I'm not sure if we're just going to do the one today that's up, and the other ones at a later time. And Ms. Kearney is nodding, so I think that's the plan is today. So as to this case, she'll be pleading this charge.
The other 2 cases are set for PCC before Your Honor on the 24th.
Okay. All right. So she wants to enter the plea in this one.
Yes, Ms. Hunter, do you want to put the offer on the record, or do you want me to?
So in this case, the offer is to plead discharge. It will count of assault and battery. Just all the notes to make sure I get it correct. In case 24F10014, which is prisoner possession of a weapon, that case will be dismissed. 23F10628, assault of a prison employee. She will.
Go ahead.
Thank you. Thought it was an attempt R&O. That's what we had come to. That's my understanding.
So in the felony cases, there are 2 of those, but one ultimately it will be a plea to attempted misdemeanor attempted R&O.
I believe so. Your Honor, I'll double check while we work on the plea for this case, but that was my understanding.
That's what I had in my notes as well. And then one would be dismissed. And then
Ultimately, she's pleading to 3 misdemeanor charges.
That's correct.
Right.
And I believe she'll be coming to this court for sentencing.
Okay. In the other matter.
In the other matter, and this matter as well as the court.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Real good. All right. Ms. Lou, is that your understanding?
Yes, sir.
All right. Hold on one minute. Ms. Lou, can you raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear or affirm testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth to help God?
Yes, sir.
All right. State your name again for the record.
Jenny Lou.
All right. Ma'am, it is this court's understanding that you are going to be pleading guilty to 2 charges of assault and/or assault and battery. Those are misdemeanors punishable by up to 93 days in jail, $500 fine plus court costs. The court does have to advise you that if these assaults took place in a place of confinement, that consecutive sentence may be imposed. Do you understand that?
Yes, I understand.
All right. And understanding all of that, do you still wish to plead guilty?
Yes, sir.
All right. To the charge of assault and battery contained in count 1, how do you plead?
Guilty.
To that same charge as contained in count 2, how do you plead?
Guilty.
Now, you understand that by pleading guilty, you'll not have a trial of any kind.
Yes, sir.
Because of that, you're giving up certain rights. You're giving up your right to call witnesses to speak for you at trial or to have this court compel their attendance. You're giving up your right to see, hear, and question all witnesses against you. You're also giving up your right to remain silent and not have that silence used against you. And you're giving up your right to be presumed innocent until proven guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. You understand that?
Yes, sir.
You understand you're giving up your right to appeal of right.
Yes, I understand that.
Are you on probation or parole?
No.
You're not. All right. Has anybody promised you anything other than what's been stated here today on the record to get you to plead guilty?
No, sir.
Anybody threaten you or coerce you?
No.
You're doing this voluntarily and of your own free will?
Yes.
And because you believe that you're guilty of these offenses?
Yes, Your Honor.
August 1st, 2023, at the location of the Huron Valley Correctional Facility in Pittsfield Township, Washington County, State of Michigan, what did you do regarding a Misty, what we saw, and Alicia Cargill that makes you think that you're guilty of these offenses?
I had hit one of them. One of them was my girlfriend, and I got into it with her. Then I ended up hitting the other girl, the girl that she was cheating on me with. And so, yes, I'm guilty for that.
Okay, so you ended up hitting them both?
Yes, sir.
You didn't have their permission to do that, did you?
No, not,
And you
no.
did it intentionally?
Yes, sir.
All right. Counsel, have I complied with the court rule? Would it be proper to accept this defendant's pleas? Court will accept the defendant's pleas of guilty to counts 1 and 2. Pre-sentence investigation and report is ordered. Sentencing in this matter will be. When is she up on her?
April 24th, sir, Valley's. Yes.
Yeah, I want the next one. Sentencing May 14th, 2025, 9 a.m. Bond in these matters will continue. Thank you, Ms. Lou. Ms. Lou, hold on one moment, Ms. Lou.
Okay.
Yeah, let's do that. We're gonna just stay on the line. We're gonna put you into a breakout room with probation intake so they can start the process, okay?
All right.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Court does call the case of the people versus Salvador Barrentes.
Right, good morning, Joe Simon on behalf of the Barrentes. Salvador Barrentes, Your Honor.
Thank you, sir.
Sir, I do believe we reached a resolution in this matter.
Yes.
Exchange for a plea to add count 2 operating while intoxicated, operating while visibly impaired. First offense, the 93-day misdemeanor, $300 fine and various license restrictions contrary to 2576253A, and an agreement to pay restitution in the amount of $1,425. Count 1, operating while intoxicated, will be dismissed.
All of that is accurate, Your Honor. Mr. Barrentes filled out a advice of rights from the church.
All right. I have it. May I have him sworn?
Raise your right hand. You solemnly swear and affirm the testimony about to give you the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth. So, yeah, I do. State your name.
Salvador Barrentes, Jr., Your Honor.
All right. Sir, it is this court's understanding that you are going to be pleading guilty to the charge of operating while visibly impaired. That is a misdemeanor punishable by up to 93 days in jail, up to a $300 fine plus court costs. The court could order rehabilitative services or any community service the court deems necessary. The court could order your vehicle immobilized, could order you to pay the cost of the prosecution as well as the cost of any emergency governmental services. You understand all of that?
I do, Your Honor.
And understanding that, you still wish to plead guilty.
I do, Your Honor.
And to that charge, how do you plead?
Guilty, Your Honor.
Now, you understand that by pleading guilty, you'll not have a trial of any kind.
Yes, Your Honor.
You signed an advice of rights form today, is that correct?
That's correct, Your Honor.
Any question regarding any of those rights?
No, Your Honor.
Please look at paragraph 5. You'll see a copy on the podium. Those are your rights which are part of a trial. You understand that by pleading guilty, you'll be giving up those rights as well as all the rights on the form.
I do, Your Honor.
You understand you're giving up your right to appeal of right.
I do, Your Honor.
Are you on probation or parole?
No, Your Honor.
Has anybody promised you anything other than what's been stated here today on the record to get you to plead?
No, Your Honor.
Anybody threaten you or coerce you?
No, Your Honor.
You're doing this voluntarily
I am, Your Honor.
of your own free will
Yes, sir.
and because you believe that you're guilty of this offense?
Yes, Your Honor.
July 21st, 2024, at the location of on Carpenter Road in Pittsfield Township, Washtenaw County, State of Michigan, were you operating a motor vehicle?
Yes, Your Honor.
Prior to operating that motor vehicle, did you consume intoxicating liquor?
I did, Your Honor.
What do you have and how much?
When I recall, Your Honor, I had at least 3 beers and at least 1 shot of whiskey, Your Honor.
All right. Were you stopped by the police or was there an accident?
I was stopped, Your Honor, due to other thing that was happening incident, and I was backing up, and that's when our side mirrors hit.
Your Honor, the defendant drove up to a scene where police had made a stop. There was a police incident going on, and then attempted to perform a U-turn and hit another vehicle that was parked. And then police made contact.
All right. Is that correct, sir?
That is, Your Honor.
All right. Were you ultimately arrested?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Were you taken to the hospital?
I was, Your Honor.
Was there a blood draw?
Yes, Your Honor.
And were the results of that blood draw 0.128?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Do you have any reason to dispute those blood test results?
I do not, Your Honor.
taking everything into consideration on that date and at that time, do you believe that your ability to operate that motor vehicle was visibly impaired due to your consumption of alcohol?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, have I complied with the court rule? Would it be proper to accept this defendant's plea?
People are satisfied.
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will accept the defendant's plea to count 2. Count 1 is dismissed. Defendant.
Variances has been screened and assessed and completed by Ms. Geiger, if that helps the court in the sense. And it's done that.
No, no. If you provide that to Miss Parody, then we can, but I will refer him, I'll refer him to Von Suarez for an alcohol screening and assessment and the victim's impact panel. Miss Parody, did I?
I'm just omnipresent.
So you give it to her and then you get it to Miss Polaro.
I can't.
All right. Sentencing in this matter will be
April 30th to 12 p.m.
April 30th, 2025. 12?
Yes.
12 noon. Bond with its conditions.
Thank
I
you.
would never.
You're a wise man. All right. I wish I could say the same for people around me. Emily. Court calls the case, People versus Gabriel Boyd.
Good morning, Judge. I guess five on behalf of Ms. Gabrielle Boyd, it's here via Zoom, just named before a lot of my clients are here.
All right, ma'am, can you state your name, please?
Gabrielle Boyd.
Thank you. All right, what are we doing?
Thank you. Today, the date I've set for pre-trial, I respectfully just ask for one more adjournment, Judge. I did have the videos, I do have the police report as well. I just need some time to go over the videos with my client and obviously for the negotiations as well. Judge, if it's possible. I know the 2 days were offered, April 23rd, I believe, and May 7th. I would respectfully request May 7th. Client's schedule with work, I think Judge, you're aware of it, it's pretty hectic, especially on Wednesdays, and this month is particularly difficult for her. So just to accommodate, Judge, if at all possible, my client.
Any objection from the people?
No, you're right.
Adjourn the matter May 7th, 2025, 9 a.m. Bond continued.
And also for the record, I would never correct.
Wow.
I'm learning.
Yeah. You're learning from Mr. No,
No.
you don't want to do that. We'll point you to the people that didn't help yet. Thank you. Court calls the case, People versus Michael Klostra.
Absolutely. People.
The House with on behalf of Mr. Lustra, Michael Lustra.
All right, thank you.
We get over 12.
That's correct, Your Honor. Defense counsel provided me with some additional information they wish me to consider. In this case, I need more time to look into that. It's a little complicated. I could get more information at bench first, but then ultimately I'm looking at for the late April date.
All right. Adjourn the matter April 23rd, 2025, 9 a.m. Bond will continue.
We have
Thank
one request. Mr. Lustra is fishing walleye season. He's asking to go to Ohio for walleye.
He's going to Ohio on purpose.
Yes, but it's
Is that where
little too people. It's more about
the walleyes? That's where they hang out? We don't have walleye in Michigan?
I like Ohio.
Oh, wow. You hear how you said that? I should take offense. When does he want to travel to do that? The whole month? So you want to travel during the month of? Do you have any problem with him traveling to Ohio to kill walleye?
No, Your Honor.
All right. Defendant may travel to Ohio. Thank you. Shouldn't have put it that way. It's not like murder. Court calls the case, People versus Sarah Orr.
Absolutely. For the people.
Ellen Foster Tucker on behalf of Sarah Orr.
Sarah or
Thank you.
And Your Honor, we're just asking for an adjournment. Ms. Lonnie and I did discuss this case. I think Ms. Lonnie just needs to look into some additional information.
That's correct, Your Honor. There's been an offer, a request for the offer. I need to talk with Vic about.
April 23rd work for us?
It's fine.
April 23rd, 2025, 9 a.m. Or as your invite indicates, bond will continue.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Court does call the case of the people versus Angela Walker.
At the Lonnie people.
Carolyn Foster Tucker on behalf of Angela Walker. Angela Walker.
Thank you.
And Your Honor, Ms. Lonnie and I have been discussing this case. Unfortunately, we have not reached a resolution yet. We're hoping to just set this for a final settlement conference. Hopefully we can resolve it ahead of time.
Your Honor, offer has been extended, actually two versions of an offer to let the defendant choose which she prefers has been extended to the defendant. I understand she doesn't want to accept either at this time. I'm willing to leave that open to the final settlement date. Because this is an OWI, and I believe it was a blood draw case, it's lots of folks to get together. I was going to request June dates since our next final settlement is next Friday.
And there's no objection.
Jury final settlement conference will be June
6th at 9 a.m.
Is that right?
That's what's up in the calendar.
Okay, I figured you just didn't pick it, but I'm thinking it's,
I think that is right.
you know what? I'm not talking to Emily anymore. And
That is an accurate statement.
which part? The part about Emily or part about the day?
Yes.
That's the, okay, the only reason I'm saying is that's the first Friday and not the second.
Correct, which would make jury selection on Monday the 9th, and that's when the other judges are also doing their jury selection.
It's a long confirmation. It just June 6, 2025, 9 a.m. Jury selection, if necessary, June 9, 2025 at 8:30. Both of those proceedings are in person. Bond with its conditions will continue.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. Court does call the case of the people versus, is it Diaware? Ah, Thiem.
At the Lonnie people.
Good morning, Your Honor. Paul Tefelsky on behalf of Ms. Thiem.
Looking for arraignment and retrial, Your Honor.
State your name, ma'am.
Hello?
Yeah, hello.
Yes,
Can you
sorry.
state your name, please?
Rachel.
Did she say it?
She did.
All right. I didn't hear her last name, but that's her. All right. Counsel, she's here for arraignment and pretrial as to the arraignment, waive formal reading. Your client stands mute.
Yes, Your Honor.
Defendant have waived formal reading, standing mute. Court will enter a not guilty plea as to both counts. Or what are we going to do? This.
Your Honor, I did receive the police report. This is a 2020 case. My client just recently learned about it, and she did turn herself in and post a bond, I believe. And I haven't had the chance to talk to the prosecutor yet or to receive the videotapes from the incident. So I would ask for an adjournment for discovery, and that date that you've been using, April 23rd at 9 a.m. would work for me. It works for the court.
During the pretrial will be set for April 23rd, 2025, 9 a.m. I'll set the defendant's bond, $5,000 personal recognizance bond. I'll order standard conditions, including no assaultive behavior or possession of any weapons. Also, there's to be no possession or consumption of alcohol, recreational marijuana, or any illegal drug. I'm further going to indicate the defendant is not to enter any Costco in the state of Michigan.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. See you on the 23rd.
Bye-bye.
Calls the cases of the people versus Jason Allen.
Actually, one of the people in all matters.
7, 8, 9. All 9 of
Oh,
them.
no, that's correct. Public defenders on behalf of Mr. Jason Allen, who appears to be a Zoom dog farm. Sir, can you please state your name for the record?
Jason Allen.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor. I have discussed these matters with both people and Mr. Allen. Ultimately, we're requesting a lengthy adjournment, possibly 4 to 6 weeks if the court would allow that. Mr. Allen is to track his progress both in drug treatment court as well as treatment in dog farm,
You want something beyond May 7th?
if possible, Your Honor. May 21st. That would be great.
That objection, all these matters adjourned May 21st, 2025, 9 a.m.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. Thank you, Mr. Allen.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Case people versus Zachary Burlett.
Public defender Natalie Page, but not even Mr. Burlett, who appears to be at Zoom. Sir, can you unmute and state your name for the court?
Zachary Burlett.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor. Just late last week, I was able to provide the people with some documentation as well as some mitigation information that I believe they would probably still be reviewing. I would ask for a brief adjournment then to review it and discuss it further with the people. That's correct, Your Honor.
Adjourn this matter April 23rd, 2025, 9 a.m. Bond continued.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Mr. Burlett.
Court calls
Thank you.
case of people versus Nicole Caldwell.
Assistant Public Defender Natalie Page, but not the applicant, Mrs. Caldwell, who appears to be at Zoom. Ma'am, can you please unmute and state your name for the record?
Nicole Caldwell.
Thank you, Your Honor. I was able to review discovery in this case and partially review it with my client. I'm asking for an adjournment to further discuss that with her in next steps.
Without objection, April 23rd, 2025, 9 a.m. Bond continued.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Court does call the case people versus Billy Cobb Gully.
After one of the people, Assistant Public Defender Natalie Page, but not Mr. Caldwell, who appears to be at Zoom. Sir, can you please unmute and state your name for the court?
Billy Cobb Gully.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor. I have discussed this matter both with my client and the people. And this, as Your Honor is aware, Mr. Cobb-Gully was hospitalized in his last pre-trial. We're asking for an adjournment in order for him to earn the plea reduction requested.
May 7th, 2025, 9 a.m. Bond continued. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. We'll be in touch.
Court does call the case of the people versus Ashton Ebler.
Which presently is Zoom. Sir, can you please unmute and state your name for the court?
Ashton Ebler.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor. I'm respectfully requesting a very brief adjournment so that Mr. Ebler can obtain proof of the vehicle sale at issue. That's correct, Your Honor.
April 23rd, 2025, 9 a.m. Bond will continue.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Madam Interpreter, can you please unmute and raise your right hand to be sworn?
I don't know if she
Can you
does.
please unmute, Madam Interpreter, and raise your right hand to be sworn? Can you hear me, Madam Interpreter?
Hi, I'm having a hard time listening and understanding.
Can you please raise your right hand to be sworn?
Okay.
Do you solemnly swear or affirm that you will interpret accurately, completely, and impartially, using your best skill and judgment, and to translate from English into Portuguese and Portuguese into English in the manner now before the court, so help you God?
I do.
Thank you.
Good morning, Madam Interpreter. Court does call the case of the people versus Maxul Costa.
A corte está chamando o caso das pessoas contra Maxwell Costa.
Ashley Londy for the people.
She didn't hear that. It's Ashley Landy for the people.
Ashley Lande representando o povo.
Assistant Public Defender Lauren Perry on behalf of the defendant.
Eu sou a Lori e eu sou a advogada de defesa do acusado.
Maxwell Silva Costa.
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear.
He said his name, Maxwell Silva Costa.
Meu nome é Maxwell Silva Costa.
Your Honor, we're asking to set this for final settlement conference, please.
She
apologize.
said she's asked, it's all right, that she's asking that this be set for final settlement conference.
Eu gostaria de pedir para que isso seja enviado para a decisão final.
Jury final settlement conference will be set for April 11th, 2025, 9 a.m.
Nós vamos combinar para que a decisão final seja no dia 11 de abril de 2025, às 9 horas da manhã.
Jury selection, if necessary, will be April 14th, 2025 at 8:30.
Se nós precisarmos selecionar jurados, isso será feito no dia 14 de abril de 2025, às 8:30 da manhã.
Both of those proceedings are in person.
As duas audiências serão feitas pessoalmente.
Bond will continue.
A fiança continuará sobre a mesma cautela.
Thank you. Thank you, Madam Interpreter.
Okay, thank you. Appreciate it. Have a great day.
You too. Court does call the case. People versus, is it Rogaya Awasi? All right.
Thanks, Your Honor. We have reached a resolution in this matter.
Your Honor, there was an offer extended to the defendant to plead to an added count of operating while intoxicated first offense, a 93-day misdemeanor, $100 to $500 fine, various license sanctions. Contrary to MCL 25762.
I'm sorry, can you start that again?
I'm sorry. So she's going to be pleading to an added count of operating while intoxicated, 93-day misdemeanor, $100 to $500 fine, all the different license sanctions. Contrary to MCL 2576251A, in exchange for a plea to the added count to count one operating with a high EAC, the 108-day misdemeanor will be dismissed.
Is that a correct statement, Counsel?
That is correct.
Has she signed an advice of rights?
Working on that right now, Judge. Let's get that speaking.
And Your Honor, I do understand it will be a no contest plea, so I'm sending the police report now.
Well, then I'm gonna pass it, because I'm gonna have to review the report. Build it out. I'll pass it. Court does call the case. People versus Kyle Burmeister.
That's a lot of people. Public defender Natalie Duke, with Mr. Burmeister, who's the first record, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor. I'm respectfully requesting an adjournment. Mr. Burmeister is not being called on this case. He's seeking, Your Honor, for probable cause conference. To my understanding, he's not in case. He's represented by counsel. All that being said, I do believe this is a case that ultimately will be resolved. Ms. Landy and I have been discussing it. We do not have a resolution in place yet. However, I'm asking for a very brief adjournment.
When is his, other?
PCC is tomorrow.
That's correct, Your Honor. Because Mr. Vitalski on that case, he was remanded a couple of weeks ago, I think, for me recall.
Yes, I do recall. All right. During the matter, April 23rd, 2025, 9 a.m. Bond in this case will continue.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. Court does call the case. People versus Natasha Olmos.
People.
Conrad Siller on behalf of Pittsfield Township.
Good morning, Mr. Sill.
Robert Owen, got Miss Almost case ending in 0092.
Assistant Public Defender, on behalf of this almost the case ending in 1426.
Your name?
Natasha.
Thank you.
This one,
I'm sorry.
in this case, my client, Ms. Olmos, is going to be accepting an offer that Mr. Siller had extended, in which case the misdemeanor will be dismissed, and she would accept responsibility to double parking the civil infraction.
That's correct. Township case.
Under 1426.
Correct.
All right. And on the other matter, what are we doing?
We're asking for an adjournment, Judge.
All right. So case ending in 9/2, I'll adjourn that matter to April 23rd, 2025, 9 a.m. Her bond will continue in that case. In the other matter, ma'am, do you admit responsibility to the fact that on or about October 27th, 2024, at the location of Gulfside Road near Twin Lakes in Pittsfield Township, Washtenaw County, State of Michigan, that you double parked the motor vehicle? All right, court will accept that admission to count 2. Count 1 is dismissed. Fines and cost of $180. When can you pay that, man?
You're asking for the end of the month, Your Honor? She just recently started a new job.
Do you think you can get it done by then? Okay. Pay it by April 30th, 2025. Thank you. Court calls the case of the people versus Sean Charnley.
Conrad Siller on behalf of Pittsfield Township.
2 cases.
Good morning. Public Defender Attorney on behalf of Mr. Charlie. Please state your name, sir. Now, we're asking for kind of lengthier adjournments on these cases. He's being held on felony cases. He wants to resolve those before, or see what happens on those before resolving.
Trying to resolve these. Okay.
Yeah, he doesn't expect to be released anytime soon.
Okay, so when's the next hearing on this felony cases? Okay, so okay. Are you, and I know you don't know the answer to this necessarily, are you expecting that they'll be resolved tomorrow, or that something's gonna have to happen after that? Okay.
I hope that it do go tomorrow.
Right. Okay. Why don't I do this then? Since I'll adjourn these out to May 7th, 2025, 9 a.m. I'm not sure what scheduling you'll be working up in circuit court. If it needs, for whatever reason, since he's in custody, if those resolve in a way that he's out of custody and he's still in on these, then just let us know. We'll move his date up.
Can I be approached?
Yes. All right. I'll adjourn this to the May 7th, 2025 date, 9 a.m. All right. Bond continued. Thank you. Court calls case People versus Frederick Warden.
Conrad Siller on behalf of Pittsfield Township. Good morning, Public Defender Ron Attorney on behalf of Mr. Warden. Mr. Warden, can you please unmute and state your name?
Frederick Worden.
Thank you.
Yeah, Ms. Blondie and I, regarding the driving case, we did speak regarding a resolution today. I'm just asking for a brief adjournment so I can relay the offer to my client and discuss any potential penalties. And I just asked for the Pittsfield case to tag along with that, please.
That was a long way of saying you want an adjournment. April 23rd, 2025, 9 a.m.
Thank you for summarizing.
Well, no.
Thank you.
No. Because People versus Jacob Dorston.
So around that, Mr. Township.
Good morning, Assistant Public Defender Lauren Heidi on behalf of Mr. Dorston. Mr. Dorston, please state your name for the record.
Jacob John Dorsey.
Your Honor, Mr. Dorston's complete no contest as charged.
As charged.
Yes.
I have a report one. I do. Does he sign in advice right? No. So I'll wait for that. While you do that.
For the record, Your Honor, the no contest plea is for lack of recollection.
All right. He's pleading no contest as charged.
Yes.
And have him sworn.
Raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear to affirm the testimony about the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Yes. What's your name? Jacob John Dorsey.
Sir, it is this court's understanding that you're to plead no contest to the charge of disorderly person under the Pittsfield Township ordinance. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. That is a misdemeanor punishable by up to 90 days jail, $500 fine plus court costs. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your
All right. Do you understand what a no contest plea is?
Yes, Your
All right. Two things about it I have to make sure that you understand. First thing you need to understand is that it first of all means that you're not desirous or wanting to contest this charge. You understand that?
Yes.
Second thing you need to understand is that for purposes of sentencing, court will treat you the same as though you had pled guilty. You understand that?
Yes.
All right. Still wish to plead no contest?
Yes, sir.
And to that charge, how do you plead?
No contest.
Now, you understand that by pleading no contest, you will not have a trial of any kind.
Yes, sir.
All right. You signed an advice of rights form today. Is that correct?
Yes.
Any question regarding any of those rights?
No.
Look at paragraph 5 on that form. You'll see a copy on the podium. Those are your rights, which are part of a trial. You understand by pleading guilty, you'll be giving up those rights as well as all the rights on that form.
Yes.
You understand you're giving up your right to appeal of right.
Yes.
Are you on probation or parole?
No, Your Honor.
Has anybody promised you anything other than what's been stated here today on the record to get you to plead? Anybody threaten you or coerce you? Doing this voluntarily
Yes.
and of your own free will?
Yes.
All right, the court has been provided and has reviewed Pittsfield Township Department of Public Safety report for their case number 25950. Any objection to the court having reviewed that report?
Go ahead, Your Honor.
No, Your Honor.
Based upon a review of that report, the court does find that there's a sufficient factual basis in which the court could determine the defendant's guilt of this offense. Counsel, have I complied with the court rule?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes.
Court will accept the defendant's plea of no contest to this charge. Is he being held on anything? I don't.
He is, Your Honor, resisting an obstructing case scheduled for this court tomorrow. I asked for immediate sentencing to time served, Your Honor. I believe it's been in for almost a month. 25 days.
Any objection to that on behalf of the people?
No objection.
Sir, is there anything you want to say before I do impose sentence?
Yes, I just want to apologize to you and everybody involved in the case. I'm sorry.
Okay. I'll impose the state minimum fines and costs $125 and then 25 days in jail. Credit 25, sir. Thank you. Court does call the case of People versus Jessica Fox. She here. Is she represented? Oh. Ms. Fox?
She put in the chat room and she's not even hearing.
She can't hear us. We can't hear her. So, Ms. Fox, can you hear us? If you can, wave your hand. She can hear us. We cannot hear you, however. It's okay. Don't panic. You're All right, Ms. Fox, why don't you do this? Hold on. Why don't you?
Sorry.
What were you doing?
I'm trying to plug in my computer.
That loudly? Never mind. Ms. Fox, why don't you sign out and sign back in? I'll pass your case and we'll see if that'll work for you, okay? Court calls case People versus Matthew Gibbons.
Conrad Silver on behalf of Stewart Township.
Mr. Public Defender Natalie Kitty. Right, state your name for the record, sir.
Matthew Gibbons.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor. There is a resolution in this case to which my client will be pleading no contest as charged.
May I have him sworn?
Raise your right hand. You solemnly swear and affirm the testimony about to give the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God. That's it. State your name. Okay.
All right. Sir, it is this court's understanding that you are going to be pleading no contest to the charge of possession of drug paraphernalia. All right. That's a misdemeanor punishable by up to 90 days in jail, $500 fine plus court costs. You understand that?
Yeah.
All right. Basis for the no contest.
Just of liability, Your Honor.
Do you understand what a no contest plea is? All right. Two things about it. I have to make sure you understand. It means that you're not further desirous or wanting to contest this charge. You understand that? Second thing you need to understand is that for purposes of sentencing, the court will treat you the same as though you had pled guilty. You understand that? All right. Still wish to plead no contest? And to that charge, how do you plead? Now you understand that by pleading no contest, you will not have a trial of any kind. You signed an advice of rights form today, is that correct? Any question regarding any of those rights? Please look at paragraph 5. You see a copy on the podium. Those are your rights which are part of a trial. You understand by pleading guilty or pleading no contest, you're giving up those rights as well as all the rights in that form. You understand you're giving up your right to appeal of right. Are you on probation or parole? All right, were you on probation or parole time of this offense? Okay. You understand then your plea could be a violation of that probation. You understand that as such, if it is considered a violation, that court could sentence you to the maximum allowable under that charge. Under that other charge. You understand that, sir? Really, Farroney?
I know.
Really? No, sir. Has anybody promised you anything other than what's promised you anything at all to get you to plead no contest? Anybody threaten you or coerce you? You're doing this voluntarily and of your own free will. All right. The court has been provided and has reviewed Pittsfield Township Department of Public Safety report for their case number 245474. Any objection to the court having reviewed that report?
No, Your Honor.
No, Your Honor.
Based upon a review of that report, the court does find that there is a sufficient factual basis in which the court could determine the defendant's guilt of this offense. Counsel, have I complied with the court rule?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes.
Court will accept the defendant's plea of no contest to this charge. Is he being held in anything?
He is, Your Honor. He's set for sentencing at the end of this month on his 2 pending felony cases. To my understanding, there is a sentencing agreement in place. He has 56 days credit. I'm asking the court to consider.
56 days on this case?
Yes, he's been in.
All right, any objection to immediate sentence?
No, Your Honor.
Anything you want to say before I impose sentence, sir? Fines and costs of 125, just do state minimums. And you've been in 56 on this case?
Yes, sir.
56 days, Washington County Jail, credit 56 there. All right. Thank you. Court calls case People versus Chiffon Hayes.
I'm
here.
Good morning. This is the Public Defender Mark Perry on behalf of Ms. Hayes. Ms. Hayes, please state your name for the record.
Chiffon Hayes.
Thank you.
Your arrest is subject to counsel.
Jury final settlement conference will be April 11th, 2025, 9 a.m.
Okay.
jury selection, April 14th, 2025 at 8:30. Both of those proceedings, ma'am, are in person. Okay?
Okay,
Bond will continue. Thank you.
thank you.
Court does call the case of the People versus Yusuf Jama.
Ernest Silver on behalf of Pittsfield Township.
Assistant Public Defender Natalie Tate, with on behalf of Lisa Yama, who is approaching. Please state your name, sir.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor. I'm also requesting a very brief adjournment so that I can to get the treatment verification from Mark the clinic that my client is receiving treatment. He's not being held in this case.
All right. During the matter, April 23rd, will that be enough time for you to?
I believe so, Your Honor.
All right, April 23rd, 2025, 9 a.m. Bond continued.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
You're welcome, sir. Trying my patience. Court calls case People versus Alicia Stewart.
Public Defender Natalie Tate, on behalf of Ms. Stewart, who should be present via Zoom. Ma'am, can you please unmute and state your name for the record?
I got you. Alicia Stewart. There's somebody that has signed on as iPhone 1. Can you unmute and give us your name? Hello, what's your name?
Shantae Johnson.
Okay. All right. We'll mute you back, but I don't have Miss Stewart.
Your Honor, I did expect her here today. I don't have an explanation for.
I expect them all to be here.
She's not in communication with me. She has a Secretary of State hearing that she finally got a hearing date scheduled for May 1st. We were going to be requesting an adjournment. For the record, I would request an adjournment after that date. I don't have a further explanation for her failure to appear. I expect her to be here.
Bench warrant will issue for defendant's failure to appear. Bond will be set in amount of $5,000. I'll give a 10% privilege. That warrant will issue. Well, what's today? The 2nd?
Yes.
Give me time to try to find her. I won't issue the warrant until April 4th,
Thank you, Your Honor.
2025. Court calls the cases of the People versus Christopher Minor.
That's the one for the people.
Ernest Silver on behalf of Pittsfield Township.
3 cases. Is that Mr. Minor or no?
Mr. Pinkston.
No. Court calls the case of the People versus Joseph Pinkston.
This is Public Defender Natalie Tate, with on behalf of Mr. Kingston, who stands to my right. Please state your name for the record, sir. Thank you, Your Honor. There is a resolution in this matter to which my client will be pleading no contest to add in count 2 of retail fraud third degree and exchange count 1 of retail fraud in second degree would be dismissed. That's correct, Your Honor. Retail fraud in third degree being a 93 days of year, $500 fine or a trouble amount, contrary to MCL 750356 DS and Delta 4.
Is he signed in advice rights?
Yes, Your Honor.
May I have him sworn? Raise your right hand. You solemnly swear to affirm the testimony about the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God. State your name.
Sir, it is this court's understanding that you are going to be pleading guilty to the pleading no contest, I should say, to the charge of retail fraud in the third degree. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, that is a misdemeanor punishable by up to 93 days in jail, $500 fine plus court cost. Fine could be increased to 3 times the value of the property taken. If that's greater than $500, that would become the maximum fine. You understand that? All right. Do you understand what a no contest plea is? Two things about it. I have to make sure you understand it. First of all, it means that you're not further desirous or wanting to contest this charge. You understand that? Second thing you need to understand is that for purposes of sentencing, the court will treat you the same as though you had pled guilty. You understand that? All right. Basis for no contest plea? To that charge, sir, how do you plead?
No contest.
You understand that by pleading no contest, you will not have a trial of any kind. All right. You signed an advice of rights form, is that correct? Any question regarding any of those rights? Please look at paragraph 5. Those are your rights which are part of a trial. You understand that by pleading no contest, you're giving up those rights as well as all the rights on that form. You understand you're giving up your right to appeal of rights.
Yes.
Are you on probation or parole?
No.
Anybody promise you anything other than what's been stated here today to get you to plead? Anybody threaten you or coerce you? You're doing this voluntarily and of your own free will. All right, court has been provided and has reviewed Pittsfield Township Department of Public Safety report for their case number 2413961. Any objection to the court having reviewed that report?
No, Your Honor. No, Your Honor.
Based upon a review of that report, the court does find that there's a sufficient factual basis in which the court could determine the defendant's guilt of this offense. Counsel, have I complied with the court rule?
Before satisfied. Yes, Your Honor.
Court will accept the defendant's plea to count 2. Count 1 is dismissed. Defendant is referred to probation for a pre-sentence investigation and report. Sentencing in this matter will be April 30th, 2025, 12 noon. Bond will continue. Thank you. Court does call the case of the people versus Jada Taylor.
Good morning. Assistant Public Defender Lauren Turner on behalf of Ms. Taylor. Ms. Taylor, can you state your name for the record?
Hi, Jada Taylor.
We're requesting an adjournment. Ms. Taylor and I just need some time to review the media together.
Without objection, April 23rd, 2025, 9 a.m. Bond continued.
Thank you.
Thank you. Court does call the case of the people versus Caleb Whaley.
People. Good morning. Assistant Public Defender Lauren Turner on behalf of Mr. Whaley. Mr. Whaley, please state your name for the record.
Caleb Whaley.
Okay, thank you.
Your Honor, we have come to resolution for a civil infraction. Mr. Whaley, is that what you want to do today?
Yes.
Double park.
No, Your Honor, the
Oh,
offer
I'm
is
sorry.
to plead to an added count, or to plead responsible, not guilty, to an added count of no proof of insurance, contrary to 2573281.
That's one.
150.
All right, Mr. Whaley.
Yes.
Sir, do you admit responsibility to the fact that on or about January 26, 2025, location in Pittsfield Township, that you, upon the request of a police officer, failed to provide proof of insurance?
Yes.
All right, court will accept that admission of responsible to that count 2. Count 1 is dismissed. Fines and cost of $155. When can you pay that?
I would need time.
Okay. Like how much time?
4 months?
Excuse me?
4 months? I know I'm in Alabama right now, but I'm currently homeless right now. I'm staying on it.
Okay.
I do know.
Did you talk to him about that?
I do know that he's going through some financial difficulties, Your Honor. Maybe we could do 6 weeks, and if you make some payments, we can extend that period, if he hasn't paid it off by then.
May 31st, 2025. All right, thank you. Barney is up to something today. I don't know. Court does call the case People versus Jared Roberson.
That's the one with the people.
Gerald Roberson? No response unless you're in order to show cause. Failure to. Oh, hello, your name? You're not Jared Roberson.
Jared Roberson.
Okay. All right, come on now. State your name for the record, sir. Okay. Sir, you are before the court on a misdemeanor complaint that alleges that you are operating a motor vehicle with no insurance under the motor vehicle code. Do you understand that, sir? All right. What's a misdemeanor punishable by up to 90 days, $500 fine plus court costs? Do you understand that? All right. First question I have for you, and I should say, this is alleged to have occurred on March 6, 2025 at the location of eastbound I-94 near Stone School Road. It alleged to have occurred on eastbound I-94 near Stone School. All right. All right, sir. First question I have for you is, do you want to be represented by an attorney? No? What are you going to do in this case? Okay. Is that really what you want to do? Really? What if it could be worked out to something less than a misdemeanor? What, are you having problems hearing me? Yeah. Yeah, you, okay, we've got equipment. Let's see if that'll work for you, okay? Does that help you at all, sir? Yeah. Oh, okay, all right. So next time you come in, just make sure to ask us for that, okay?
Hello?
So, seriously. Does Ms. Fox, she's here? Okay, tell her away. All right. You don't want to be represented by an attorney? What if something can be worked out that's not a misdemeanor? Wouldn't you like to explore that option? Yeah. So do you know how to do that? No. So do you want an attorney to help you? Yeah. Great. Public defender case.
Public defender Natalie Page, and on behalf of Ms. Roberson, stands by right, we would waive any further reading, stand mute, and ask for a pretrial date.
Defendant having waived for a reading, standing mute, court will enter a not guilty plea. Pretrial in this matter will be adjourned to April 23rd, 2025, 9 a.m. Bond in this case will be $5,000 personal recognizance bond, standard conditions, no assaultive behavior, or possession of any weapons, no alcohol, recreational marijuana, or any illegal drugs. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Court calls the case People versus Daniel Sims. Saturday.
That's a lot of people. Sorry about that, Your Honor.
It's okay.
Assistant Public Defender Natalie Page, on behalf of Mr. Sims, who stands to my right, please state your name for the record, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor. I have discussed this matter both with my client and people. We're asking for a very brief adjournment to get the CCTV footage from the store.
Got it. Is he being held on anything else?
He is, Your Honor.
All right. So I'll adjourn the matter to April 23rd, 2025, 9 a.m. All right, bond will continue. Well, hold on.
You might have a PR on this, Your Honor.
Does he want a PR? I mean, he's,
I'm waiting to go to sleep.
Yes.
oh, and the other, oh, gotcha. All right, we'll leave it at PR. All right, thank you, sir. Let me try this. This court recalls the case People versus Jessica Fox.
Absolutely, but people.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can. Cannot see you, but we can hear you.
When I tried
All
to
right.
click the video button, did you see me?
No.
Okay. I'm not sure.
We
how to
can
do
hear
this.
you, can't see you.
Okay. Do you need to see me?
Yes. Because I
Okay.
got to arraign you.
Everything's on. I'm using my. Okay.
Well, last time we could see you but couldn't hear you. And now we have the opposite problem.
Yeah. I'm trying to get. Oh, there it goes, maybe.
Okay.
Did it start?
Oh, you're there now. Well, your keyboard is.
There.
There you go. I think we have you. State your name.
Jessica Fox.
Okay, Ms. Fox, you are before the court on a misdemeanor complaint that alleges that on or about June 3rd, 2018, at the location of 2380 Carpenter Road in Pittsfield Township, Washington County, State of Michigan, that you did commit the offense of child abuse in the 4th degree. Do you understand the nature of that charge, ma'am?
Not really, no.
Okay. Specifically, that charge alleges that on that date and at that location, that you did knowingly or intentionally commit the following act or acts under the circumstances posed, and that under those circumstances posed an unreasonable risk of harm or physical injury to a child by failing to supervise or attend to a minor. Do you understand the nature of those charges, ma'am?
Yeah.
All
Yes,
right.
I'm sorry.
That is a misdemeanor punishable by 1 year incarceration or probation up to 5 years. You understand that, ma'am?
Yes.
All right. First question that I have for you, ma'am, is do you want to be represented by an attorney?
Yes.
This is a public defender case.
Good morning, Assistant Public Defender Lauren Kearney on behalf of Fox Group, waiting further reading standards for charges, request another pretrial date and a personal bond.
Defendant having waived formal reading, standing mute. Court will enter a not guilty plea.
Can I ask a question?
Yes, you can. I don't want you to ask anything about the case, but go ahead and ask. What's your question?
Then never. Nope, it's about the case, so never mind.
Okay. So you have an attorney now, the public defender's office. So any questions you have in that regard, you can direct toward them. Okay.
So I'm in Pennsylvania, and I know that you guys are in Michigan, so I don't. I'm not sure how to contact you, the public defender.
Okay. Well, let me get through this part. Standing mute, pleading not guilty. I'll set her bond at a $5,000 personal recognizance bond. I'll order standard conditions, including no assaultive behavior or possession of weapons. I'll order no alcohol, recreational marijuana, or any illegal drug. Yes, Ms. Lundy.
Your Honor, may people be heard on?
Go ahead.
Your Honor, this is a case from 2018, and I recognize that is quite some time ago now. However, the allegations include the defendant being unconscious as a result of alcohol consumption and a 4-year-old child coming outside the hotel when they were asked for the police to come. I'm very concerned about alcohol for this defendant. I'm hoping things have changed for her. Perhaps it's no longer an issue, but at the time, the PBTs were all above 0.2. There were 3 different PBTs given, initially 0.223, 0.238, 0.218. A open bottle of alcohol was located by the police in the hotel room, was seen to be in one location. During the investigation, it was discovered that that bottle was no longer there. It had been moved and more alcohol had been drank from it. Another PBT was given to the defendant, which indicated an increased PBT of 0.31 at that time. So I'm very concerned about her ability to control alcohol. I understand she is now in Pennsylvania and maybe difficult for or possible for her to get to community corrections, but the people are requesting some sort of alcohol monitoring or intermittent testing of some kind. Thank you.
I just completed, I've been sober for 4 years now. I was in an air program that's down here. Like I haven't touched a drop of alcohol or haven't failed a drug test or anything in over 4 years.
Okay, so go ahead.
I was just gonna ask, are you testing or have you been testing? And can you get
I
those records?
I can get the records. I just quit doing all of this stuff. I just wanted to be done with everything 2 months ago. And then I started my therapy. But I was in the program for over 4 years.
Okay, so here's what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna order that there's to be no possession or consumption of any alcohol. However,
Absolutely.
I'll give you an opportunity to get that information for Ms. Fox to get that to the public defender's office. And then for you to get that to the prosecutor, we can address this at the next hearing. Okay. So I will adjourn. The pretrial in this matter will be April 23rd, 2025, 9 a.m. as your invite indicates. I won't order any additional testing at this point. I just order the standard conditions and no alcohol, recreational marijuana, or any illegal drug. Okay, ma'am?
Absolutely.
I will. So do you now reside in Pennsylvania?
Yeah, so I moved here about a week after the incident happened.
Okay.
And I've been here since. So that's why I guess I had missed the stuff.
Gotcha. What I'll do is I'll indicate defendant may reside in Pennsylvania. Okay. And so I'll leave that at that. Now, ma'am, if you have to get through to the public defender's office, you got something to write with or something to take this down?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay, that's area code 734-222-6970.
I really appreciate that.
Okay, call them, make sure to give them your name that you were at this court, but give them your name, get a valid phone number, a good phone number, as well as an email address. Okay? All right, we'll see you on the 23rd. Thank you, Ms. Fox.
Thank you. Bye.
Court does call the case, People versus Shane Young.
It's allowed. Yeah, this will sound good.
Good morning, Assistant Public Defender Lauren Kearney. On behalf of Mr. Young, Mr. Astor, statement of record.
Thank you.
So, Your Honor, I know last time we said we could get this resolved by today.
You did.
We did not, but we're very close.
But Ms. Parity, your day is not going well. But go ahead.
Well, it's always great to see you. We made an agreement with Mr. Siller that if he has a felony that's up for exam on Tuesday, if that case is reduced to a misdemeanor, which we believe that it will be, we'll be pleading on that case, as well as get Mr. Siller proof of why he had these items in his possession, he will dismiss both cases. So
got it.
We have an agreement. It's just he's got.
You got to have the exam.
Right.
And when is it up?
The 8th.
The 8th. Before who?
Judge Barr.
All right.
Mr. Burgess is representing him on that case.
Got it. Okay. So I don't think he's not held on these, is he?
So he has that was my next question. He does have $100 bonds on each. It may be 1,010%, but it actually says $100 on each. He is going to be requesting a personal bond on Tuesday before Judge Barr. It's that case is reduced to a misdemeanor. So we would like to request this court to reduce these cases to personal bonds as well.
Other people are going to have any objection to that?
No, Your Honor.
I'll adjourn these cases to April 23rd, 2025, 9 a.m. Okay. Then and I'll set his bonds in these cases as personal recognizance, $5,000 bond. And I'll just do that now. And then if he gets that other PR, then we'll be all set.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you, sir. Exactly. Court does call the case, People versus Elijah Kyler.
Absolutely. People know better.
Elijah Tyler in both matters who appears via Zoom in the Colorado DOC. Sir, can you please state your name for the court?
Elijah Kyler.
Okay.
We have reached a resolution in these cases.
Yes.
The defendant is going to be pleading to the misdemeanor case 2211408 as charged with no contest plea. In exchange for that, the felony case 22F55145 will be dismissed as long as the defendant agrees to pay restitution. I'm so sorry. To protect it from predator. I'm sorry about that.
Go ahead.
So he'll be pleading to the misdemeanor and dismissing the felony case as long as he agrees to pay restitution to the Ann Arbor Police Department for the vehicle that was damaged. That is correct, Your Honor, and I have discussed that offer with my client, and he would like to accept that at this time. We did no contest to the misdemeanor charge in the misdemeanor case, and we do understand that there is an agreement for him to pay all restitution. That amount is not yet set.
Okay. So just so that I'm clear as to the mechanics of this, you want the restitution from the felony to be assessed in the misdemeanor case?
Yes, please, Your Honor.
All right.
If the court will be willing to do that.
Yeah, I'm not going to have a problem doing that. Very good. Okay. Sir, can you please raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear or affirm testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. State your name for the record, please.
Elijah James Kyler.
Okay, you can put your hand down. Sir, it is this court's understanding that you are going to plead no contest to the charge of malicious use of a telecommunication service.
Yes, Your Honor.
That is a misdemeanor punishable by up to 6 months incarceration and $1,000 fine plus court costs. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Do you understand what a no contest plea is?
Yes, I do, Your Honor.
All right. Two things I need you to understand about it. It first of all means that you're not further desirous or wanting to contest this charge. You understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
Second thing you need to understand is that for purposes of sentencing, the court would treat you the same as though you had pled guilty. You understand that?
Yes.
All right. Basis for the no contest plea.
Such a civil liability, Your Honor.
All right. So, sir, to that charge, how do you plead?
No contest.
Now, you understand that by pleading no contest, you will not have a trial of any kind.
Yes, I do, Your Honor.
Because of that, you're giving up certain rights. You're giving up your right to call witnesses to speak for you at trial or to have this court compel their attendance. You're giving up your right to see, hear, and question all witnesses against you at trial. You're also giving up your right to be a witness for yourself or to remain silent, not have that silence used against you. And you're giving up your right to be presumed innocent until proven guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. You understand that?
Yes, I do.
You understand you're giving up your right to appeal upright.
Yes, I do, Your Honor.
Are you on probation or parole?
I'll be on parole this summer.
Okay, but right now you're not on probation and you're not on parole.
No.
Has anybody promised you anything other than what's been stated here today on the record to get you to plea?
No, Your Honor.
Has anybody threatened you or coerced you in any way?
No.
You're doing this voluntarily and of your own free will?
Yes, I am.
All right. Court has been provided and has reviewed Pittsfield Township Department of Public Safety report for their case 22-9307. Any objection to the court reviewing that report?
No, Your Honor.
Court, on the review of that report, does find that there's a sufficient factual basis in which the court could determine the defendant's guilt of the defense counsel. Have I complied with the court rule?
People are satisfied. Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Court will accept the defendant's plea of no contest to this charge. And 22F51545 is dismissed as part of this plea agreement, with restitution being reserved and assessed in the other matter. So the determination of restitution just needs to be gotten from APD. Is
That's
that
my intent, is to get that number from them if that's on this tomorrow.
all right? So defendant is referred to probation for pre-sentence investigation and report and determination of restitution. Sentencing in this matter will be April 30th, 2025, 12 p.m. All right. His bond will continue in this matter. Sir, I need you to hold on the line. We're going to put you into a breakout room with our probation intake so they can get preliminary information and get the process started, okay?
Okay, thank you, Your Honor.
All right. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Your Honor. Thank you, Mr. Kyler.
Thank you.
Got it. The people versus Kia Berry.
Evidence over on behalf of Pittsfield Township.
Assistant Public Defender Natalie Pate with on behalf of Ms. Berry, who should be present via Zoom. Can you please unmute and state your name for the record, ma'am?
My name is Kia Berry.
Jeez, you got her. Okay. All right, what are we doing?
Thank you, Your Honor. So since we've been last in court, Ms. Berry did take a written test. Again, she is scheduled to take it again this Friday. She is very hopeful and expects to pass this Friday and is asking for another adjournment
Sometime what?
into May.
We'll adjourn the matter. Objection, May 7th, 2025, 9 a.m. Bond continued.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Ms. Berry.
Thank you.
Court calls case People versus Daniel Bowe.
Evidence over on behalf of Pittsfield Township.
Assistant Public Defender Natalie Pate with, and possibly on or definitely on behalf and hopefully with Mr. Bowe, who may be present via Zoom.
So Mr. Bowe was in custody at Macomb County Jail?
Yes.
Yes, a writ was done, but we didn't get the confirmation of it. So they signed in at 9 a.m. this morning, but we're not able to accommodate the 11 a.m. time block.
They signed it. Oh,
yeah. But we didn't know until after they had left.
Okay.
So Macomb County is where.
So that would be his explanation for his failure to thank you that information. I did not know he was in the company.
This is very articulately put. I'll adjourn this to April 23rd, 2025, 9 a.m. Thank you.
Are we going to need another writ?
Yes, we are. Court does call the case People versus Micaiah Burton.
Evidence over on behalf of Pittsfield Township.
Assistant Public Defender Natalie Pate with on behalf of Ms. Burton, who is present via Zoom. Ma'am, can you please unmute and state your name for the court?
Good morning. My name is Micah Burton.
It's Micah. Okay.
Thank you, Your Honor. There is a resolution in this matter to which my client will be pleading guilty under HIA.
And Your Honor, given her age, that requires a consent of the prosecution, and I have given that consent.
Ma'am, can you please raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear or affirm testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth to help you get?
Yes, ma'am.
State your name for the record, please, again.
Micah Burton.
All right. And this is court's understanding that you're going to be pleading guilty to the charge of retail fraud under the Pittsfield Township Ordinance. That's a misdemeanor punishable by up to 90 days and a $500 fine plus court costs. You understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Still wish to plead guilty?
Yes, Your Honor.
And to that charge, how do you plead?
Guilty.
Now, you understand that by pleading guilty, you'll not have a trial of any kind?
Yes.
Because of that, you're giving up certain rights. You're giving up your right to call witnesses to speak for you at trial or to have this court compel their attendance. You're giving up your right to see, hear, and question all witnesses against you at trial. You're also giving up your right to be a witness for yourself or to remain silent, not have that silence used against you. And you're giving up your right to be presumed innocent until proven guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. You understand that?
Yes.
You understand you're giving up your right to appeal of right.
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you on probation or parole?
No.
Has anybody promised you anything to get you to plead to this charge other than what's been stated here today on the record?
No.
Anybody threaten you or coerce?
No.
You're doing this voluntarily and of your own free will?
Yes, Your Honor.
And also because you believe that you're guilty of this offense?
Yes.
On the date of January 14, 2025, at the location of 7000 East Michigan Avenue in Pittsfield Township, Washington County, State of Michigan, what did you do at the Walmart that makes you think that you're guilty?
I skip scanned items at the Walmart and I tried to leave without paying for them.
All right. The store was open to the public at the time?
Yes.
You didn't have anybody's permission to not pay for these items, did you?
No.
And these items that you skip scanned, they were items that Walmart had offered for sale? I didn't hear your response, ma'am.
Yes, Your Honor.
Yeah, okay. Counsel, have I complied with the court rule? Would it be proper to accept this defendant's plea?
Yes, Your Honor. Yes.
Court will accept the defendant's plea of guilty to this charge. Defendant is referred to probation for pre-sentence investigation and report. Sentencing will be April 30th, 2025, 12 noon. All right. Defendant's bond will continue. All right. And ma'am, I need you to wait on the line. We're going to put you into a breakout room with our probation intake so we can start that process. Okay.
Okay. Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor. Thank you, Ms. Burton.
Court calls the case, People versus Keisha Bush.
This is Republic Defender Natalie Pate with on behalf of Ms. Bush, who is present via Zoom. Ma'am, can you please unmute and state your name for the court?
Keisha Crystal Bush.
All right. What are we doing?
Thank you, Your Honor. There is a resolution in this matter, apologize, to which my client will be pleading no contest to count 1 under the prosecutor's deferred, and count 2 will be dismissed.
That is correct.
Ma'am, please raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, Your Honor.
State your name for the record.
Keisha Crystal Bush.
All right, you can put your hand down.
Thank
Ma'am,
you,
it is
Your
this
Honor.
court's understanding that you're going to be pleading no contest to the charge of retail fraud under the Pittsfield Township Ordinance. That's a misdemeanor, punishable by up to 90 days, $500 fine plus court costs. You understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
Basis for no contest plea.
Potential civil liability.
Ma'am, do you understand what a no contest plea is?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, 2 things about it. I have to make sure that you understand it. First means that you're not further desirous or wanting to contest this charge. You understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
The second thing you need to understand is that for purposes of sentencing, the court will treat you the same as though you had pled guilty. You understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
Still wish to plead no contest?
Yes, Your Honor.
And to that charge, how do you plead?
No contest.
Now, you understand that by pleading no contest, you'll not have a trial of any kind.
Yes, Your Honor.
Because of that, you're giving up certain rights. You're giving up your right to call witnesses to speak for you at trial or to have this court compel their attendance. You're giving up your right to see, hear, and question all witnesses against you at trial. You're also giving up your right to be a witness for yourself or to remain silent, not have that silence used against you. And you're giving up your right to be presumed innocent until proven guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. You understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
You understand you're giving up your right to appeal upright.
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you on probation or parole?
No, Your Honor.
Has anybody promised you anything other than what's been stated here today on the record to get you to plead?
No.
Anybody threaten you or coerce?
No, Your Honor.
You're doing this voluntarily and of your own free will?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court has been provided and has reviewed Pittsfield Township Department of Public Safety report for their case number 25-1599. Any objection to the court having reviewed that report?
No, Your Honor. Sorry.
Thank you, ma'am. All right.
Sorry.
Based upon a review of that report, the court does find that there's a sufficient factual basis in which the court could determine the defendant's guilt. Counsel, have I complied with the court rule?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, Your Honor.
The court will accept the defendant's plea of guilty to, or plea of no contest to count one. Count two is dismissed. Defendant is referred to probation for a pre-sentence investigation and report and determination of prosecutor's deferred sentencing. Sentencing in this matter will be April 30th,
12 p.m.
2025, 12 p.m. All right. Bond in this matter will continue. Ma'am, I'll need you to hang on the line. We're going to put you into a breakout room with probation intake so they can begin the sentencing process, okay?
Okay, yes, Your Honor. Can I say one thing? I've seen you on TV and I just love how you carry yourself and you're an amazing judge. So I appreciate your time today.
Well, thank you very much for those kind words, ma'am. Much
You're very
appreciated.
welcome. Of course. Have a good day.
You too. I told you, Alan. No. Court calls the case People versus James Church.
Good morning, this is Nicole. Good morning. Church. Please say your name.
James Church.
Morning.
Your Honor, first time I'm meeting Mr. Church. The number we had for him was not serviced. So now that he's here, I'm going to get a good number. And I ask for an adjournment of the pre-trial, please.
I'll adjourn the pre-trial without objection, April 23rd, 2025, 9 a.m. His bond will continue. Thank you, Mr. Church. Court calls case People versus Devin Collins.
Conrad Silver on behalf of Pittsfield Township.
Thank you.
Mr. Collins should be present via Zoom. Mr. Collins, are you on Zoom?
It's very hopeful.
I know it was. Mr. Collins. Mr. Collins, please.
So, Your Honor, I don't have an explanation for failure to appear. He's always been really communicative with me. I wasn't able to get a hearing though. So I don't have an explanation for failure to appear. I would request adjournment.
Bench warrant will issue for defendant's failure to appear. Bond $5,000. I'll give a 10% privilege because of its previous 4 warrants. This warrant will issue immediately.
Thank you.
Thank you. Court does call the case People versus Tobacco Cummings.
Conrad Silver on behalf of Pittsfield Township.
Good morning, this is Will Federal Warren County on behalf of Mr. Cummings.
He's in Zoom.
Oh, great.
Mr. Cummings?
Hey, good morning. Yeah, good afternoon, or good morning, actually. Still, D'Amico Cummings for the record.
Got 3 minutes.
Yeah.
Your Honor, we are requesting adjournment. I know Mr. Cummings, we've been here multiple times. I know Mr. Cummings is trying to get in front of the Secretary of State, an appointment. I think he's been having some difficulty doing it. So,
May 7th, 2025, 9 a.m.
Thank you so
He
much.
says something that blows it. All right. Thank you, Mr. Cummings.
Definitely. Y'all have a nice day.
You too. Court does call the case People versus Derek Embry.
Conrad Silver on behalf of Pittsfield Township.
good morning, this is Will Federal Warren County on behalf of Mr. Embry. Is he on Zoom here?
You have no idea where your clients are, do you?
Well,
Derek Embry?
either on Zoom here or not. So.
You are so smart. No.
Okay, well, I, for the record, gonna ask for an adjournment.
Derek Embry? No response. Bench warrants will issue for the defendant's failure to appear. Bond in each case will be set in the amount of $5,000. Give a 10% privilege. Have you had contact with him at all? or no?
I have, Your Honor,
Okay,
these are going to be resolved by, civil infractions, I believe. I just need to get them here.
yes, you do. So I won't issue the warrant till the 4th.
Thank you.
If you can find him. Court does call the case of the people versus Shamika Grimmett.
On behalf of the town,
She's here. Grimmett. Oh, there she is.
There I go.
All right, state your name, please.
Shamika Grimmett.
All right, what are we doing?
Thank you, Your Honor. I'm respectfully requesting an adjournment for Ms. Grimmett to make a Secretary of State appointment. She believes she has several tickets that might be keeping her suspended, but wants to double check before proceeding. So I'd ask for 3 to 4 week adjournment.
May 7th, 2025, 9 a.m. Bond continued.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.